Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Amy here. Today we are going to talk about new books that are releasing in the month of September. As I'm filming this, it is currently September 3rd, so I believe one book I have on my list has already been released. Yes, one book has already been released, and I do want to talk about one book that was released at the end of August that I did not have on my list. So we'll go ahead and jump into that. I don't have too many books out there listed that, you know, looked interesting to me. But as always, I'm sure I overlooked many books. So let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to in the month of September? All right, let's get started. All right, at the end of August, on August 29th, this book, Like Me, Hate Me by Bethany Winters, was released. I had this actually saved in like my Instagram. When I run across books as I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'll save them so I can go back and reference to this book so I can remember to write it down when I talk about it in these videos. Why I skipped over it, I don't know, but anyway, I love the cover for one, and it sounds really dark and sort of messed up, with a messed up type of relationship. At least that's what I'm getting as far as like when I read the comments or like kind of skim over reviews. So I think what this might be is a relationship between a guy's sister's best friend. If I'm reading that correctly, it says, "I've never hated anyone as much as I hate him. The day my sister died, I told her best friend I never wanted to see him again, and I meant it." So apparently his sister had a guy that was her best friend, and I'm not sure what happened, but it says here that I lost her because of him. Everything I used to care about means nothing now because of him. It's all because of him. So this is definitely a hate to love relationship, but I'm really excited to get into this one because it sounds dark and messed up, and for some reason that's kind of what I'm into right now. So yeah, again, this one was already released on August 29th, so it's available to read now. Also available to read right now as we speak, because it was released on September 1st. This is Daddy Cam by K.M. Newhold. Anything by K.M. Newhold. I don't even know what this is about, but I know it's going to be a good one. It says Daddy Cam is a full-length male best friends to lovers daddy story with no age play. Okay, so this was actually originally published already as Daddy's Toy as part of the Dirty Daddies anthology, but has since been significantly expanded with 2/3 more content for you to enjoy. So this was actually released as like more of a short story in an anthology book. I did not know that, but hey, we get a bigger full-length novel about the story. It also says, just when I thought my secret crush on my daddy Dom best friend couldn't get any worse, I stumbled on his Daddy Cam channel. I can run a multi-million-dollar tech company, but I can't seem to work up the courage to tell my best friend that I've been in love with him for years. In my defense, Saxon is a gorgeous, successful, Big D daddy with 1 million subscribers drooling over his Daddy Cam. So this sounds like so much fun. Like, once again, I did not even go into the synopsis when I saw this book was releasing, because K.M. Newhold, it already sounds like it's going to be a good time. Daddy Cam, so we have like someone who is doing like kind of the OnlyFans thing, maybe. A best friends to lovers situation. It just sounds like it's going to be the best time ever, and it's available now. Okay, I had a hard time finding this book. I couldn't find it on Goodreads, but I have it written down that it's coming out on September 4th, but I had to do a little Googling, and now it says September 5th. Sorry, I have a hair stuck in the lip gloss. But this is a very highly anticipated read. I still need to get to book 2. But this is book 3 of the Pride High series by J. Bell. And this one is titled Yellow. Okay, I don't want to read too much of the synopsis because it definitely will ruin what is, you know, the current situation of our teens that we are following at Pride High, so I don't want to ruin anything for y'all, but this is such a good series so far. I mean, I've only read the first book, but I can't wait to get to the second and now the third. But it says another year is winding down for the students of Pride High, but the drama is just ramping up. Join the endearing cast of Pride High as they navigate relationships and romance while aiming for that coveted teenage utopia, summer break. So we're back with all our characters: Ricky, Anthony, Omar, Cameron, Mindy, Sylvia, and we have a few extra characters that we meet in the second book that I haven't met yet, but they're mentioned in the synopsis and like their status of where they're at. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'm really excited about this one. Much anticipated. Also releasing on September 5th, this is Holly by Stephen King. Stephen King and I have not had the best relationship over the years. I have a hard time getting into his books. The movie adaptations of his books, amazing. But for some reason, I just can't get into the books. Now, I did read one of his books. It was more of a short story about a young man that could basically see dead people. It was really good. I was really intrigued by it. So we have Holly here. It says now Holly is number 3, so I'm guessing this is part of a series. Okay, Holly Gibney. Oh wow. Okay, so the 3 books ahead of it says The Outsider as book 1, and If It Bleeds is book 2. But If It Bleeds is an anthology, right? Or short stories? Okay, it says here that the character Holly Gibner has originated in the Bill Hodges trilogy. So I guess she's in these stories and then continuing in her own story. So Holly is getting her own story. So whether you have to go back and read The Outsider or If It Bleeds, that's up to you. I don't know. I don't know personally if I'm gonna pick it up, but I really liked the cover. And I'm just intrigued. It says Holly Gibney, one of Stephen King's most compelling and ingeniously resourceful characters, returns in this thrilling novel to solve the gruesome truth behind multiple disappearances in a Midwestern town. Stephen King's Holly marks the triumphant return of beloved King character Holly Gibner. Readers have witnessed Holly's gradual transformation from a shy but also brave and ethical recluse in Mr. Mercedes to Bill Hodges' partner in Finders Keepers to a full-fledged, smart, and occasionally tough private detective in The Outsider. In King's new novel, Holly is on her own and up against a pair of unimaginably depraved and brilliantly disguised adversaries. It continues to say, when Penny Dowell calls the Finders Keepers detective agency hoping for help locating her missing daughter, Holly is reluctant to accept the case. Can't speak. Here we go, Stephen King making me all tongue-tied over here. Her partner Pete has COVID. Okay, so we have a little bit of a backstory of COVID here. I don't know if it's going to be, very much in the book, but it's there. Her very complicated mother has just died and Holly is meant to be on leave, but something in Penny's desperate voice makes it impossible for Holly to turn her down. So it looks like Holly's going to take on this investigation of finding Penny's missing daughter. It continues to say Holly must summon all her forbidden talents to outthink and outmaneuver the shockingly twisted professors in this chilling new masterpiece from Stephen King. So, just throwing it out there, it releases September 5th. Stephen King, Holly. On September 6th, we get a new book from Riley Hart, but this is part of the Verse podcast series, which I still have not started yet. And we are already releasing book 4. This is The Charmer by Riley Hart. So we have another guy from the Verse podcast. It says, if you listen to the Verse, which is a queer podcast I host with my 3 best friends, you know me as The Charmer. The Charmer deals with disordered eating, low self-esteem, and negative talk about weight. While the story is uplifting and none of these are heavy-handed, Please see contact warning for full list. So just wanted to throw that out there. So it looks like we might have a little bit of a hate to love relationship here, because it says, ever since all my friends have fallen in love, it's getting more difficult not to feel left out. Cue my fascination with Spencer, my neighbor who hates me. There's something addicting about getting under his skin, and I blame the combination of my confusing emotions and too many drinks for spilling my guts to him about all my insecurities and about how much I love cuddling. Spencer's easy to talk to, fun to be around, and did I mention he's hot? I love how confident he is in his full figure, and there's nothing like being in his beefy arms. Spencer has me wanting more for the first time in my life, and he's determined to help with my disordered eating. But if I want a healthy future with him, I need to work toward being healthy for myself too. So a little bit of self-love happening here, as well as some disorders and some weight issues. But I definitely want to get into this whole series. I need to start the verse. On September 12th, we have The Strangers Upstairs, and I believe this is a debut novel. I could be wrong. No, it is. It says this is a gothic psychological debut by Elisa Matlin. So we have a debut author here. This is actually a book of the month pick for September. At this point, I haven't decided if I'm going to get it as my book of the month pick, because there is an add-on that I really want to get as well. So we'll see. I haven't picked my books yet for book of the month this year, or this month, but I love the cover. That's what grabbed me when I saw this book. Was the cover, of course. This is about a social media influencer with a secret past, and they buy a murder house to renovate, but finds more than she bargained for behind the peeling wallpaper. So it does sound intriguing. It has like 3.97 stars on Goodreads. I don't know what to do, whether to get it or not. What are y'all gonna do? Or if y'all are book of the month, is this gonna be one of your picks for book of the month? As a new owner of the infamous Blackwood house, the scene of a grisly murder suicide, she's determined, we're talking about Sarah here, is determined that the fixer-upper will help reach a new audience on her successful lifestyle blog. We also have an influencer, so you know how much I love an influencer in a thriller. So it's kind of ticking all the boxes. So yeah, it might have to be my pick for book of the month. I don't want to read too much into it. It's a new debut author, gothic psychological thriller, September 12th. Also on September 12th, we get a new book from Mona Awad. This is Rouge. Also a very intriguing cover. I have yet to read anything by this author. I have Bunny in my TBR shelf back here. So I need to get to that. Maybe I should do that this month, or maybe I should save it for the month of October. I don't know. But anyway, this one sounded intriguing. It says this is a horror-tinted gothic fairy tale about a lonely dress shop clerk whose mother's unexpected death sends her down a treacherous path in pursuit of youth and beauty. I feel like this has maybe a Beauty and the Beast vibe, you know, with the rose and the fairy tale. I could be wrong. It does go on to say, with black humor and seductive horror, Rouge explores the cult-like nature of the beauty industry, as well as the danger of internalizing its pitiless gaze. Brimming with California sunshine and blood-red rose petals, Rouge holds up a warped mirror to our relationship with mortality, our collective fixation with the surface, and the wondrous deep longing that might lie beneath. So it just sounds very intriguing, and I think whoever we'll be following, her name is Belle, so Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I don't know, it's giving me Belle, Beauty and the Beast vibes, but you know, we'll see. I may be picking this up just to check it out. On September 15th, we have a new book by Nyla Kay coming out. I'm really excited, even though I haven't read the synopsis yet. Goodreads isn't giving us a cover, but this is the cover on Instagram. So this looks like it's going to be a full novel of Tate and Lance's story. I think we got a sneak peek in the anthology Worthy, which was released, I think it was released in June for Pride Month. I do have that. I bought that book from Amazon because I believe it helped the Trevor Project, or the money went towards Trevor Project. But anyway, their little sneaky peeky of a story is in that anthology, but now we're getting a full-length story of Tate and Lance. This is all coming from Nyla Kay's Instagram. She says, if you read the sneak peek in Worthy, get ready for more Tate, including the backstory of what happened between him and Lance all those years ago, and the continuation of their secret relationship. And if you haven't experienced their story yet, well, you're gonna need it. It says, be prepared for cheating, not on each other, not really, religious stuff, sexual awakening, angst, and lots more filthy behavior. So yeah, I'm anxious to get into this story. It looks like I'm gonna have to go back and read the little sneak peek in Worthy though. I need to read that anthology. It's just sitting on my tablet, not being read. What am I doing with my life? But this releases on September 15th. On September 26th, we get a new book from Rachel Reed. This is Time to Shine. Of course, this is a hockey sports male-male romance. And it also looks like it's set around Christmas time, so get your Christmas male-male romance list ready. It says, a merry and bright hockey romance about finding your place, finding your people, and finding your way to the one you love the most. Looks like this may be a friends to lovers story. As friends, Landon comes to notice a few things about Casey, like his wide, easy smile and sparkling green-blue eyes. Spending the holidays together only intensifies their bromance turned romance. But as the new year approaches, the countdown to the end of Landon's time in Calgary is on. So there's more in the synopsis, but I just read like the little tail end of it. So yeah, so we have a new hockey romance by Rachel Reed taking place around Christmas time, September 26th. And that's it, y'all. That's all I got written down for the month of September. And of course, as I said in the beginning, I'm sure I missed something out there. So let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to in the month of September. Any good books coming out, no matter the genre, let me know in the comments down below. Hope you're all doing well out there. Thanks so much for watching as always. Hugs from me all around, y'all, and I'll see y'all very soon in a new video.